Welcome to today's video, which is a video on Teddiursa in the trading card game. And we are going to be looking at the 42 cards across 14 artworks. But before we get to that, a quick detour to look at the figures that I have. This is the Tomy Moncol figure, Tomy 2-inch collection. This one came out in about 2000 or so. Gen 2 figures are quite hard to find these days. I'm very glad I got this at the time. Beautiful figure of one of my favorite of Gen 2 Pokemon. The second figure I'll show you is the very dramatic little figure from the Trading Figure Game. This was a short-lived project. There were 3 sets of figures released, only 2 of which actually were released. The third ones were never got to the shops. But anyway, that's a different subject, different video altogether, but very nice dramatic little figure of Teddiursa. And the third figure I will show you is the Zucan. This is from the 1/40th scale collection. This figure came out in about 2004, I think. Anyway, sometime around that era. It's one of the earlier sets, and is a lovely little pair of figures, obviously, with Ursa Ring. Tiny little figure, but very well done. So those are some figures. I'm not going to show you the plushies or anything. We'll just go on to the cards. Right, where do we start? The first card that Teddiursa appeared in... Oh, by the way, Teddiursa is known as Himeguma. Himeguma. Himeguma means small bear. And obviously Teddiursa is from teddy bear, and Ursa, which is the Latin for bear. And this came out in July of 2000 in Crossing the Ruins, which was Neo Discovery in English. And Miki Tanaka is not an artist I particularly like. It's naive, flat, bright, simple, but it's an iconic card because it is the rookie card of one of my favorite Pokemon. So, Teddiursa. Excuse me. So, that's the first one. And that was July 2000, June of 2001 in English. So, this one actually predates the English release of that. And this is one of the more obscure cards here. This is Ken Sugimori's April 2001. It came out in the intro pack. Japanese exclusive in the Chikorita half deck here. So, does it focus if I hold it? Just about. I love this artwork. Beautiful. It's very pale, frosty looking Teddiursa. Close up on the face. It's just a really nice, simple card. And being a Japanese exclusive makes it that much more interesting. But it's a really nice card. It's number 8 in the deck. So the second card that came out in English, but the third card overall, is the Kagemaru Himeno card, Himemaru. And this came out in Mysterious Mountains of October 2002. The Ursa Ring was given to Arita, and they both follow the same theme of sort of hot springs and complement each other, even though they're different artists. They're both very talented artists in the same sort of style. And Himemaru's done these 2 little Teddiursas communicating over a hot spring. So, and this one is looking at the camera, I guess, breaking the 4th wall. So we have the first reverse here from Skyridge. So yeah, Skyridge came out in May of 2003. There was then quite a gap before Kimura was given this one for Golden Sky Silvery Ocean. Beautiful artist, Kimura. She does really lovely cards. I love her tones. And they're often quite dramatic cards. And this is a nice little Kimura from Golden Sky Silvery Ocean of April 2005. And it was in Unseen Forces in English of August 2005. And Unseen Forces has this amazing holo file with the Pokeballs and the set logo. So that's a nice little card. Dear me. Right, the next card is Yukamori. Yukamori did the Secret of the Lakes card. Quite a flat image of Teddiursa in this, with a very blurred background. So it's not one of Yukamori's more interesting cards perhaps, but she's done a very nice little figure, and she is Yukomori. We love Yukomori. Interesting enough, this was a period of time when they were not doing set numbers for cards in Japanese. They were just sort of by Pokédex number, which was not a good idea, and they didn't keep it going. So the Secret of the Lakes one was also Mysterious Treasures in August of 2007. This was March of 2007. The next card is Koiki Saito, which is my favourite of all Teddiursa cards. It's one of my favourite Koiki Saitos, and I love his artwork very, very much. So this one came out in the Soul Silver collection, which had a reverse mirrorfoil reverse in Japanese. Wasn't in Heart Gold Soul Silver in English. It was in Unleashed, which came out just a little bit later in May of 2010. So this was October 2009, May of 2010. There are 4 here. There is a 5th print. That's the one I'm missing. And that was a stamped holofoil promo that you could win, one of 6 cards that you could win at a tournament that was held in Pokemon Centers in October of 2009, I think, or around that time, in the autumn of 2009. It's quite expensive, hard to get, and I just can't justify buying it, I'm afraid. It's more money than the pull of owning it. So that one is going to be a missing card in my collection, I'm afraid. Then we have Ken Sugimori. Now, Ken Sugimori's holo promo, was given away at the time of the release of this with, if you bought 2 packs of Heart Gold Soul Silver in a Japanese shop, you were given this as the promo. So it's actually quite an easy to get promo. It's nothing rare, but it is a nice little holofoil logoed promo card. So very nice. Not as nice as this one. This is much preferable artwork, I think. But this is a nice enough card, and it looks nice as a holo promo in Japanese. We got it in English in Call of Legends, and Call of Legends was in February of 2011. So this had come out 18 months earlier, and then there was the Call of Legends English one. So, I've organised the page differently here, haven't I? I've got Japanese, English reverses, but bear with me. I'll just run through them. Hopefully, you won't get lost. So Kimura did another card here, and this was a period of Kimura's art where she tried doing a slightly different style, and I don't like it nearly as much. It's very much more saturated colours, flatter, less drama. It doesn't feel like real Kimura to me. It's okay, it's adequate art, but it's losing a lot of what makes her art so good. And thankfully, she's gone back to doing really great cards since. I'm not going to knock this too much because it's not a bad card, but it's, by Kimura's standards, it's not a very memorable card. And that came out in Megalo Canon of March 2013, and the English one here was in Plasma Blast of August 2013. The next card is Kirisaki's card, which is a very strange card because it almost looks like the trees are on fire, but it's supposed to be either honey or sweet sap leaking from the trees that the Teddiursas are collecting, and it's a sparkly, you can't really pick it up on this because the light's not right for it. It has to be at a certain angle, I think, but there's little stars all over it. This came out in the Shiny collection in Japan in February 2013, I think, and was in the Radiant collection of November 2013 in English, which there's no reverse foil. These are just the same card repeated, and again has a stars pattern across the surface of it, which you can just see in the light there, but I can't make it sparkle, I'm afraid. You have to get particular light on it to make it twinkle a bit. The Sweet card is the next card, and that came out in Blue Shock in September 2015, and in Breakthrough of November 2015. And it's a nice little card. Sweet's an artist I sometimes like. This is one of his better cards. Hers? I think Swede's male. Maybe they're not. Shouldn't misgender them. So we'll use a they. The little girl here seems to have lost her hat in the wind, and that seems to be delighting Teddiursa for some reason. Swede's choice of colours are often slightly nauseous. That's not a good word. That's odd colours. The blue and the green clashing somewhat, I feel. there's something just a little bit off about their choice of colours sometimes, or often actually. I wouldn't say sometimes, it's quite often. So that was the Sui card. The next card is the Kodama card. I like Kodama's art very much. This came out in Alter Genesis of September 2019 and Cosmic Eclipse in November 2019. And this sort of Temple of Arceus theme that ran through several of the cards in the set is repeated here. It's an okay card. It's nice enough, yeah. It's not going to make my top 3 or 4, but it's a decent card. So yes, Cosmic Eclipse for the English, but then there was another Japanese print from the EVV deck of the next year, and it's exactly the same except it has a different designation. So it's just a variant, nothing very exciting there. Right, so we've got Yukiko Baba, another artist I do not particularly warm to, being naive and childlike, though their depiction of Teddiursa in this, very nice. Simple, but it's nice. And yeah, that came out in Infinity Zone of June of 2020. Yes. And this was Darkness Ablaze, I think. I may be wrong on that one. Forgive me if I am. No, I think it is Darkness Ablaze. This one is by Mizui. Not particularly typical Mizui. There's no bubbles. But I think the actual depiction of Teddiursa in this is very nice. The very sharp black defining lines around the character edges, lifting it out a little bit from where it's hiding under the flowers. It's an okay card. It gets a middling grade for me. And that was from Evolving Skies, and well, Silver Lance and Evolving Skies, April 21 and August 21. And then we have this one here, which is Nagomi Nijo, and an artist I collect. And I love their paint style. It's quite Sugimori in the saturation and colour. But this is a very dramatic little card. Makes me feel of looks like Legends Arceus, the game, to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Can't remember whether they were theming things. I think they were theming things around that at that time, because it was from Space Juggler and Astral Radiance. Yeah, so it would have been one of the ones that was sort of based in Hisui, is it called? I'm going vague about something that happened quite recently. Anyway, that's because I'm getting very old. But that's a nice little card there. And then on top of that, there are some cameo cards that I've pulled out. There are other cameo cards I cannot afford. There's very expensive Japanese promos that have Teddiursa's cameo appearances in the background. But these two I do have, and they're both very beautiful cards. So we've got Okacheki doing Ice Rider Calyrex V with little Teddiursas in the background. Minaminami Take has just done this Blood Moon Ursaluna with a whole load of little Teddiursas playing around in the background. So very nice cards. I think my favourite card, actual Teddiursa card, has got to be this one. It's just such an amazing piece of Koiki Saito artwork. This is probably my second favourite. It's simple, but I really do like it. And these are third and fourth, probably third, fourth. So there are no bad Teddiursa cards, and there's some really beautiful cards, especially this one. I mean, let me just pull it out again. This is mirror foil of this period in Japan with the parchment borders and the incredible mirror foils and the big box for the artwork are just special cards. So that's a very special card for me. There we go. That is today's video, and it is Teddiursa.